graduated 2007. My name is Steven Ayers, and I play football, wrestling, and track here.
Yeah, I've been here 40 plus years, believe that or not, and it's all because of, we both love working with kids. And let's just put that first and foremost.
I coached swimming for 41, and I've coached golf for 8 years, and I've also coached diving.
Ryan, have you done anything over here yet?
Maybe a few other sports for short periods.
My name is Gage Bull. I've played baseball at Sehome for 3 years.
My name is Kim Kirk. I have been a teacher here at Sehome High School for 14 years. I have been coaching basketball since 1995, so I'll be 18 years because I took a year off, and I've been coaching girls softball for 14 years with a couple of years off.
I'm Megan Bayless. I'm a junior at Sehome High School.
I went to Sehome High School in 1989 through 1993.
I started coaching football, and then I coached basketball for 8 years for Galen Reimer, and then I've coached baseball for 42 years now, and 34 as a head coach. So there's been some history here between the two of us.
It's been a lot. It's a lot different now. Not even just talking about the kind of offenses we run, because I'm the JV coach there now, and just the style of play we have is a lot different. But it's a different culture now. I mean, we've gone through a couple head coaches since KJ. We're really far away from that wing tee, but we're getting back to the heart of it. The playing hard, that fight song stuff. We're going to kick off the fight. We're going to go 110. We're going to hit hard. We're going to play hard, and that Mariner pride is the same, if not improved. So it's pretty cool to see it. A lot of the best moments we had when I was playing is happening, almost every night now, and that's exciting. And it's been a great big thing to be a part of, to kind of start it, to get to do it, to see that and buy into that vision, and then get to come back now and get to see that vision built upon further. That's what you want. You want things to improve over time. And that legacy that I think the teams I played on and that KJ helped start with Marinerville and those things have grown over the years, and that's been really cool.
When I first started coaching here at Sehome, almost all of our sports had at least 2 coaches, if not all of their coaches were also teachers in the building. And today there's only a handful of us that are now still in the building that are teachers and coaches. Most are from outside the community that are teaching, that are coaching.
As I've gotten older, it's kind of been more pressure induced, I guess, compared to freshman year.
I think it is to a certain extent. I think the same numbers of people have kind of always gone out for sports at Sehome. The biggest differences, I think, have more to do with how students treat their bodies now, which is a lot different than back then. I think just nutrition and the emphasis on health and those kinds of things just socially are so different than they were when we were in high school. It's not that we didn't work out, it's not that we didn't lift weights, it's not that we didn't do those kinds of things. I think it's just everybody's so much more aware of calories and fat content and nutrition, and those are just not things that we necessarily paid that much attention to when I was in high school. I think the other piece was there were fewer requirements in the high school graduation credit load, so I didn't know anybody that played football that didn't also have weightlifting or powerlifting or one of the weightlifting courses every semester, every year that they were in high school. I took 8 PEs in high school, 1 each semester, each of the 4 years. So I never didn't have weightlifting on my schedule at the end of the day to go right into my extracurricular event and get better for it.
Well, probably just the aspect of how Coach Hatch coaches the game. I never really got coached that hard before, so that it just helps you be a better player throughout just the 3 years that I played.
I think that the neat thing that we've been able to witness here is we've had guys that have just worked hard, and I think that fundamental aspect of how Sehome has always been at the top of the ladder with the academics, the activities, the athletics. It comes down to coaches that really promote that, and kids that get tied into it and love it. And when you have that kind of passion from your faculty and your staff, filters down through the whole system. And I think that that's one of the great things about Sehome High School is that we have that tradition and that pride, not an arrogance, but just a pride and being disciplined, being focused, and being attentive and preparing. And Berger was one of those guys that prepared as well as anybody I've ever been around, down to the minute detail. And when our clubs went on the football field, they were prepared. I think you see that in just about every one of our sports. We've had just really good success around here over the years. I remember Noah Ayers winning 23 state championships in gymnastics in a row. It's unprecedented stuff. It's a national record. I mean, she holds a national record for the number of wins in a row. So when you're around those kind of people, I think you just kind of feed off each other. And I think that the enthusiasm that we've had here over the years has always been about kids and making kids better. And our kids have, students here have tied right into that. So it's been an awesome experience for me and to work with guys like Coach Egbert.
My favorite memory from playing for Sehome. It's probably my last game ever. We played Lakewood down at Lakewood in a crossover game. We missed the playoffs, but I definitely had a better year than the year before. And they were talking big. It was their senior night. It was the 10th game of the year. It was actually on my 18th birthday. And they weren't very good either, but their paper had predicted them to win like their first senior night in like 5 years. And they didn't. I think we beat them 48-0 that day. It was really cool. It was kind of everything started. For the first time that year, everything hit on all cylinders, offense, defense, and it was a blast.
I remember Locke. He'd send a girl down to the PE room looking for left-handed pencils, and she'd come in and go, Coach Hatch.
I remember that.
Coach Locke needs some left-handed pencils, and he's wondering if you have any more. And I'd go, geez, you got to tell him that I'm out for the year, but next year have him check with me right before the season starts, because I think I'll probably be able to give you 100 or so. But I'm out right now. And she'd walk away and not think too much about it.
That's for real. That's for real. That's for real.
We had a lot of fun stuff.
Oh yeah.
We were playing Shorecrest. We were in the game to winner to state. Our softball program in the history of Sehome High School, a fast pitch had never made it to state. We were ahead, and next thing you know, the umpire is putting a tighter zone on both pitchers. And Shorecrest had the tying run at third base, and they had the winning run at second base. And we had 2 outs, or we had 1 out, actually 1 out. Line drive was hit to our shortstop, who still to this day, it was, the biggest leap I've ever seen. Huge leap in the air, catches the ball. Everybody's running because the gate opened to get out and celebrate with us. He's like stuck in the dugout, and so we were all celebrating. Finally, Mike comes out of the dugout and got to celebrate with us. But that, by far, for softball, one of my highlight moments that I will always remember.
So there was 2 outs. We were up 5-0. Guy Nate Pearsall came up to bat. I was playing center field. I expected him to pull the ball. He hit it double in the gap, and I ran over to it. And Leif was playing left field. He ran the same way. He missed me about 2 inches. I dove behind him. He dove in front of me, and I caught the ball. And it was pretty cool.
We were indoors practicing baseball. The softball team was coming in right after us. And the gals had come into the gym, and they were just kind of standing along the walls. We were finishing up some defensive work in the big gym, and I was doing some fungoing to the infielders, and we were working on a defensive play around second base, and I had a whole bunch of baseballs in my back pocket. And so something had happened out at second base that I wanted to make a point with, so I had a ball in my hand and a bat in my hand, and I started running out to the area there at second base, and as I did so, my pants fell down to my ankles. And here's the softball team standing there, and I'm running out there. I can't grab my pants because I got a bat and ball in my hand, and those darn balls had weighted me down. And when I started running, bam, they came down and I just about hit the ground. I caught myself because I'm a great
Oh,
athlete.
yeah.
You know.
Oh, God, yes.
And the bat and everything else went down on me, but I got my pants back with just a little. It was one of those serendipitous things, you know. But it was. Fortunately, I had my boxer things on.
Probably freshman year making it to state was really fun. And beating Anacortes this year was really big, and it was just a really fun game.
Without a doubt, my favorite memory is going into my senior year. We had lost to Bellingham. There was no Squalicum at the time, so it really was a crosstown rivalry between Sehome and Bellingham. We had lost to Bellingham 9 times in a row, and each year we had been kind of getting steadily closer score-wise, but just never could get over the top. In my senior year, we beat them in the first game of the year, 25-6, and it's just one of those memories that was just so awesome. It was my first varsity football start, and I can remember really everything about the game. I can remember everything about after the game. I remember the front page of the Herald. It's just one of those really cool memories that I have with a lot of my friends that I graduated from high school with, and you know, we still talk about that moment. It was weird that it was the first game of the year, playing your crosstown rival. We had to get ready for the next game. We ended up losing to Anacortes actually because we weren't quite there, but you know, even I see guys that were on that team, the Bellingham team, around, and we still kind of have that little banter back and forth about that game our senior year. And so it's just the coolest memory ever, knowing that we ended that streak and kind of started Sehome football in a positive direction in the 90s.
You know, you go through good times, great times, and then you go through the tough times. And this was kind of like we had a winning ball club, a really good ball club. I think we were in the 4A, and we were in Everson, Cascade, and all the big schools. And we had a really good club. And Berger got sick, you know, and I remember the thing I remember we're beating the crap out of Burlington, I think it was at the time. They seemed to pop up that we were playing them, and I remember there was a little white Jeep that was pulled down on Civic Field there on the track because our man couldn't be with us. He was our head coach, and he sat in that Jeep, that white Jeep, the white Jeep, and he sat with Jerry Wiseman, a good friend of ours, and watched, you know, I think it was his last football game, you know.
I hope that next year we make it to state. That'd be pretty sweet. And I hope that more people start playing as well.
I would love to see, you know, more kids participate and do their school sports and have it not conflict with club. I think a lot of kids try to do both, try to play the sport here at the school, and maybe they're doing another club sport for another sport, and so their commitment to both is limited, and feeling that, you know, that I have to leave early or have to, you know, go away from this. So I think I'd like to see that change in the fact that, you know, if you're really wanting to pursue one, then just pursue that one. I'd really like to see more teachers get back and being involved in being coaches. And I understand it's difficult. There's more demands on teachers in today's day and age than there was 10, 15 years ago. But I think it is a huge important thing for teachers to be also involved in their building and involved in what kids are doing. I know that kids love seeing when teachers come and watch them play and participate, and they truly do notice it. And I think that's a huge part for them to be involved and do that. So I'd love to see that change in the future.
The legacy that you have here, either as a student or as a teacher, whatever you're doing, the custodial people, all of us, you know, we have that little bit of time. And the one thing I can say about Bert is he left quite a legacy in that short period of time that he was here. And I think that's the kind of tradition that we're known for and that we pride ourselves in. And this is a collective spirit here. I think that's always the thing that's impressed me about Sehome High School is the ability we have to collaborate and take care of each other and work through the good times and the bad times too. And I just think that has helped create a bond here that you don't find in a lot of other places. So,
You know, I want people at Sehome to know that we have a great football culture and a great football history. You know, from all the way back in the 60s when Coach Hatch was throwing touchdown bombs and scoring the first touchdown in school history, to the 90s teams with Coach Solberg and running those great wing teams with Sean Ryan and those guys, to Kai Hatch and us in those the early 2000s with KJ squads, to now it's playing hard. It's going 110, which is 110%. It's giving everything you have on the field. It's loving the game. I want us to know we play with love and passion. I want us to play with faith that we can do it here. Faith that this is going to make it happen, and just hope that every play is going to be better than last play.